I checked my calendar. I didn't calculate the number of days because I didn't want either of us to feel bad.
Yeah. I don't feel bad because we were recording. Good. I don't feel bad at all because what happened is that we were recording the fountain pen episode, and at the end of the episode, our strength was our gesture power was so strong that a crater a chasm opened beneath us.
Yeah.
And dropped us into the depths of the underworld. Like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? So we, Orpheus and Eurydice didn't even get out. So, we're just trying our best.
You really have been on a Greek mythology kick lately.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I didn't know that it was possible. I always hear people talk about how much they love Greek mythology, and I'm like, blah, 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 Hermes, whatever. And then I read...
And then you read...
And then I read Song of Achilles, which is about gay people falling in love and being hopelessly devoted to each other. And then suddenly I was like, wait, I think they're cooking. I think...
I can't believe you haven't read it before this. I read it in high school, bro.
I saw it, and then I knew that it was a gay book. And then I felt really bad about asking my parents to buy it for me. Even though
yes, that's true.
I don't know why, because my parents are totally fine with that. So, it was some sort of internalized homophobia that was making me be like, I could never ask, because they would think that I'm weird for asking to read a book about love and loyalty and devotion and beautiful things like that. So, it's my bad, but now I'm returned.
Now you're normal.
We fought our way, now I'm normal. We fought our way through Tartarus and Elysium, and I forget the other ones.
I never had a Greek mythology phase, so I don't know any of these.
It's okay. I read Percy... Did you read Percy Jackson?
No, I read the first book and then part of the second, and that's it.
It just bored by it? Just weren't into it?
I don't know if I was bored. I guess I just had other things I wanted to read, because I was a big reader when it was big. And I was into other stuff.
Okay. So true. I think I read all of them. I don't remember. I only read them ever once, and definitely never more than once. And it was a very long time ago, so I don't remember any of it. But I know that for some people it was a very big part of their childhoods.
Oh yeah, I had a couple friends who were huge Percy Jackson fans. My friend Kenny, who I literally was just talking to, and then my friend Percy, who named himself Percy. Let's connect the dots there.
Okay, yeah, let's connect the dots.
Let's connect the dots there, everyone. Yeah,
what could it be based on?
Okay, what were we even talking about 3 months ago?
The thing is, we have to start over. I was thinking about it today. There's no way. There's no way.
Okay.
We could just...
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way we could possibly just pick up where we left off.
No. Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
It's also, I think that the topic of today's discussion is far too important for us to possibly fiddle with. We can't. We have to give the people what they came here for, and finally put to rest these debates of the ancient past. So welcome everybody to Jesters of the Round Table. I'm Audrey.
And I'm Izzy.
And today, Izzy, would you like to settle some debates of ancient past with me, of times past?
You bet your bottom dollar we're gonna settle some ancient debates. You know this.
You bet your bottom dollar.
You bet your bottom dollar. Can you tell I did Annie in elementary school theater?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Now that you mention it, you're glowing right now. You're glowing.
Sun, I'm radioactive. The sun has peeked out from behind the clouds. And
Good morning, sun. I when we were setting up today, I knew that I was gonna get really heated, so I intentionally put my chair back so that when I start getting hyped up, I'm not hitting the table and causing audio drama up in the house.
That's very funny. I had to take a bracelet off because I kept clinking it against the table.
Yes,
and I also had to turn the fan off because this is a loud fan. So
I got worried about my fan. I think you can hear it a little bit. I'm gonna try my best.
But that might just be Discord.
Okay, so
We have to start over?
We have to start over.
Okay, because I believe when we started this 3 years ago, we recapped why we're doing this.
I don't think we need to. I mean, we can. We can recap. We can tell them why. But I don't think it's relevant. I think what they need to know is the answers to these questions that have been burning for eons.
Okay.
If we could give a 1-sentence synopsis. We were at breakfast. And we were settling these debates. And we decided that in front of no audience. In front of no audience.
And it was so
no
good.
audience. And it was so good, and we decided that, well, this must go on the pod. And, this is called Gestures of the Round Table. This episode's fucking serious, okay? This is fucking serious. We're not goofing around, okay?
We're not messing around. This is serious. This
is fucking the most serious we've ever been on this podcast.
We're laughing, but it's a coping mechanism for how serious this is going to be.
For how crazy these answers. You're gonna walk away from this knowing that there's no more secrets in the universe. Actually, so maybe don't listen to this because you'll be really sad that there's no more wonder and whimsy in the universe.
All the mystery in the universe is gone forever.
I'm just kidding. We'll leave some. We'll leave some.
Yeah, we'll leave some. We need some for part 2.
For part 2, exactly. Yeah, because what even is Gestures if we've solved it all? If we finally figured it all out?
What's the point? Literally, what's the point? What's that? Okay. There's an episode of Phineas and Ferb where I shouldn't have even brought I shouldn't have even brought this up because I don't remember what happens. But there's something happens to Perry and he stops fighting Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and there's this whole montage of him being sad because Perry's not coming to fight him. It was really funny.
I remember that.
Hey Kenny, if you're listening, that's his favorite show ever. So
yeah,
I'm so sorry I derailed us immediately.
No, it's okay. Cause watch this. Here we go. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'm team yes. I'm team yes. A hot dog is a sandwich.
You're team yes, and I'm team no. Yes. And we have established this.
Yes.
And by the end of this, listen, I'm coming at this with an open mind. So by the end of this, if I'm convinced... I don't think you are.
My mind is more open than yours ever will be.
I'm summoning the courage to open my mind to the idea that a hot dog can be a sandwich, okay?
Okay. I'll close my mind to exclude hot dogs from being sandwiches.
Okay. Okay. So we have to start by establishing the precedents of what a sandwich can and can't be.
Okay.
That's where we must start. And let's start with some of the easier ones, right? If you have a bagel sandwich, that's a sandwich.
Yeah. Even if it didn't have the name in it.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking about. Before we hopped on call, I was like, even if a bagel sandwich wasn't called a bagel sandwich, that's 2 pieces of bread with stuff in the middle. That's good. We're good. That's fine.
Yes.
Totally fine. Is an omelet a sandwich? We talked about this.
I don't remember talking about that. That's ridiculous. Wait, an omelet?
Or no, a quiche. A quiche.
Oh, a quiche. That's kind of an omelet, but not.
But it's got the crust, which is this is
that's
green.
That's true.
Green.
Oh, yes. So a quiche is an open-faced sandwich, I think we said.
So you think yes. You think it's an open-faced. So we need to talk about the open-faced sandwich debacle.
Yeah.
Because I think this is semantics. I
think you're right.
Because so you agree. It's just semantics. Because you can call it a sandwich, but is it really a sandwich? It's really toast. It's toast with a piece of it's a slice of tomato and a fried egg on it.
Sure, but aren't semantics what makes the world worth living? Is it possible that
you will not defeat me with optimism?
Semantics.
You can't defeat me with optimism.
I can defeat anything with optimism. That's how Steven Universe did it.
That's so true. Okay. So you have a piece of toast and you put butter and salt and pepper and a slice of tomato and the fried egg, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yum, 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 delicious. I can't wait to eat this. I'm not thinking this is a sandwich. I'm not thinking this is a breakfast sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, okay, actually, there's an exception. and it's a very rare exception. And the exception is when everyone else in the house has woken up before me and made egg sandwiches, and there's not enough. There's not enough. And there's not enough.
Say, what if you don't have any bread left over?
But it only works if everyone else has already had their egg, and I'm using air quotes, sandwiches, right? So that by the time I wake up and mom asks if I want an egg sandwich too, there's only one slice of bread. I'm still thinking about it as a sandwich because everyone else had their sandwiches, even though I only have one piece of bread. Do you feel me on this?
But if mom said, hey, do you want a piece of toast with some stuff on it?
Yeah.
And it's the same situation, but she decided not to tell you it's a sandwich. Okay. So your mindset is what makes it a sandwich to you?
Actually,
in this
yes.
instance?
Actually, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because if I woke up, okay, we're getting into the nitty-gritty now. If I woke up and I was left unawares of the happenings on before I woke up, and everyone else had an egg sandwich with 2 slices of bread and a fried egg and a slice of tomato, and then I woke up and my mom was like, hey, do you want breakfast, without telling me the happenings that had happened before, and she just gave me a slice of toast with a slice of tomato and a fried egg on it, I would not be thinking that is a sandwich.
Okay. What would you think it was?
I would think it's a delicious, yummy breakfast.
A breakfast toast? Or just a breakfast?
See, I see what
you're not
doing
even labeling
because
it.
Because I almost was going to say, I see what you're doing. Because I was literally about to say that I would look at that thing and sit and think to myself, well, that's my open-faced breakfast sandwich. Uh-huh. How could you do this to me? How could you expose me like this? Because yes, you're correct. So okay, you've changed my mind.
Have I? Really?
You've changed my mind. It's a sandwich. Because that's what I mean, even if it's just semantics, it doesn't look like a sandwich. It doesn't play the part.
No.
You cast an open-faced sandwich.
It's not the same. If someone says, I'm going to make you a sandwich, and they hand you an open-faced sandwich, you might be a little disappointed, and that's justified.
Yeah, I
think
agree.
At that point, it's okay that if you say that this is not a sandwich, and that's okay. I accept that. I accept that, and I sympathize with that because I would be expecting that other piece of bread too.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, so maybe it is the mindset. It's back to the mindset thing.
It might be the mindset.
Yeah, because like. It's all about the mindset. It all comes back to the mindset. Okay. So I was gonna say
I thought of something really silly, and I know your answer to this.
Okay.
What if mom says, "Do you want a sandwich?" and then there's only one piece of bread left? What if she takes the bread and she puts the toppings on it, and on top, tortilla?
What? Oh my god!
Sandwich with 2 different types of bread.
It's a sandwich. 100%.
It is a sandwich. It is a sandwich.
I thought you were gonna say, and here's the real kicker: what if she folds it in half?
That's a hot dog.
That's a hot dog.
That's a hot dog.
And guess what? I think that's a sandwich.
I think that's a sandwich. I remember.
Fuck.
When you go to Subway, that's a big hot dog bun. They don't cut it all the way.
And it's a sandwich.
You're a sandwich artist when you work at Subway.
I think you did it. What the fuck? Okay.
I remember you being much more convincing.
Last time we talked about this. Too. Because here's the point. Here's the part where I think the hot dog is a sandwich falls apart.
Oh,
this is where I think it falls apart.
I'm remembering. Continue.
A hot dog is simply it's a piece of meat trapped inside one piece of bread that has not even been severed in half. Uh-huh. And this is where the sandwich falls apart. In my head, right? If you make me a breakfast sandwich and it's only got a slice of tomato, that's not a sandwich anymore.
That's a tomato sandwich. That's not a breakfast sandwich though.
But it starts falling apart. It starts
Does
losing
it?
the sandwich. To me, it starts
Okay, to
losing
you.
the quality of the sandwich. Because if you go to Subway and you get a sub with only lettuce on it, it's starting to fall apart.
You get kicked out of the store.
You get kicked out of the store. The idea of the sandwich starts becoming this amorphous blob that I can't see the edges of anymore, because it's like one ingredient. There's because like
Yes, that was your gripe with it.
that's my gripe. Because if you've got a bratwurst and you put some sauerkraut on it and you put mustard on it, granny mustard, and you put fucking jalapenos, whatever the hell you want on it. That's too much vinegar if you put sauerkraut and jalapeno on it. Don't do that. But like, you put lots of stuff on it. That feels... I still don't think it's a sandwich. I don't look at that
I was about to
and
say,
think,
if you
"That's a
put
sandwich."
toppings... Yeah, if you put toppings on a hot dog, that doesn't...
It's still a hot dog.
That's interesting.
What the heck? Why does it not feel like a sandwich?
I've made my peace with the fact that a sandwich is a hot dog, so this is on you. A hot dog is a
You
sandwich.
think a sandwich is a hot dog?
No. Not every rectangle is square. No.
Me when a sandwich is a hot dog.
No, not every sandwich is a hot dog. Surely not. That's definitely not true.
Okay, let's talk about ravioli.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk. Well, okay, hold on. We need to make the segue.
And calzone.
Uncrustable.
Uncrustable. Okay, so it's
Uncrustables are
Uncrustable calzone to ravioli. Okay.
Ravioli.
Uncrustables.
Sandwich. Yeah. Yes.
Fine.
Sandwich.
We can call it. It's a sandwich.
Ravioli. Sorry.
No, calzone.
Calzone. You said
no.
You said no because
you have to bake the bread as the sandwich is being created. Yes. And for me, this defeats the purpose of a sandwich. This cannot possibly be.
What is the purpose of a sandwich?
The purpose of a sandwich, in my mind, right, is to, one, be delicious, and is to, two, be easily constructed. If I have to bake the bread whilst I am constructing the sandwich, it's ruined for me. There's something about the barrier of entry being low to create a sandwich that it is, to me, essential, an essential experience of the sandwich. So a calzone, you have your cheeses and your veggies and your sauces, and you have your dough that you're constructing.
It's raw dough.
It's raw dough when you're constructing it. The act of the order of operations of a sandwich is you have bread already created,
already made,
you put things on it,
yep,
and now you've got a sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have to, when you're in the creation of a calzone, the order of operations is fucked. It's fucked because
It's not a sandwich order of operations.
It's not a sandwich order of operations. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And it's so you take it out of the oven, and yes, you have technically an uncrustable situation of bread over top of containing the fillings of what would be a sandwich, but you have created them you have created the sandwich and the bread at the same time.
Yes.
And this is no longer a sandwich for some reason.
And I think my rebuttal to that was, what about a grilled cheese? Because you grill the bread afterward. But I'm gonna go ahead and take that rebuttal back, because you could still eat the bread before you grilled it.
You could still eat the bread before. It's not raw dough.
It's not raw dough.
It's not raw dough. And same thing with it. Well, no, we could go on for paninis and everything, but it's all bread before it is elevated to the status of the sandwich.
Yeah.
Ravioli, same situation.
Yeah. And then but I think I said yes, what about lasagna?
Oh yes.
Because
okay, I have to think about this one.
I don't know if people me personally, I cook my noodles and then I assemble and then I melt the cheese over. I don't know if people cook their lasagna noodles raw with the sauce and everything. I don't do that.
How would the pasta noodle become cooked?
I think the liquid from the sauce
of the sauce
cooks the noodle. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay, I've never made lasagna, so my expertise in this is low. I've eaten lasagna.
Sure.
But I have never personally crafted it. I'm thinking, okay, if you cook your noodles beforehand, but then you're still having to engage in the act of cooking the noodles, and it's not that you can't bake your own bread and to craft a sandwich, but those feel like separate ventures. Do you know what I'm saying? Like baking a loaf of bread and the act of creating a sandwich feel like two separate events.
I think they are two separate events, but like so is making your own cheese sauce for mac and cheese as opposed to like a box mac and cheese.
Is mac and cheese a sandwich?
Oh, definitely not. No, I'm just saying these are two like mac and cheese.
I don't know.
Box mac and cheese and homemade mac and cheese are very different processes, but they're very similar foods at their nature. Okay. So I'm saying, like, you don't have to bake your own bread for every sandwich you make, but occasionally you might for a fun treat. Like, every sandwich you eat is not going to be lasagna.
But not every slice of that bread is necessarily dedicated to the act of creating a sandwich.
Okay.
They're not, like, it's not a one-to-one pipeline, you know? Like, some of it could be French toast bread, and some of it could be open-faced sandwich bread.
Well, what if you made, sandwich, like, what if you made sandwich bread?
Like a whole, like, this is the loaf that's
like,
dedicated
this is
to the sandwiches.
Loaf. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could still say, like, some of that could be French toast, but, like, I think the purpose of the bread, I don't think that matters because it's what you make with it.
Okay.
It's a sandwich, and you're still making sandwich with it. If you make a sandwich, you made a sandwich.
So you see a calzone and you think that's a sandwich.
I definitely don't. I think you've convinced me that I think you've convinced me that a calzone's not a sandwich.
Okay, a calzone is not a sandwich. So then what is and ravioli is also not a sandwich for very similar reasons. Mm-hmm. So then what is the difference between that and cooking and having the raw dough of, no, it's because it's at the same time.
Yeah.
Even if you're baking your own bread to make a sandwich, that cannot happen at the same time because of the baking chemistry of baking bread.
You're not putting. Well, hold on. No,
okay.
Never mind. Well, unless I saw. Remember when everyone was really in love with baking bread?
Yes.
And I saw a lot of bread recipes in my day, and I've seen some where people put like pepperoni and like herbs and stuff in their bread.
Okay, but that's focaccia.
Okay, so is
focaccia a sandwich?
No. It wasn't focaccia. It was
okay.
No, that's not a sandwich. I'm sorry.
It's not a sandwich.
You're not, just because you put stuff in the bread and then you bake it, that doesn't make it. Okay, we're good.
There has to be, I think, the form factor of the sandwich. There has to be some sort of separation in bread where stuffings must go. Because, like, even if I seed that hot dog is sandwich, you still have to cut bread and put thing between where you made the cut for it to feel like sandwich. Yes? So if you just put pepperoni and delicious herbs and cheeses in your bread and bake it, you are creating. Actually, that's just a calzone. Actually, focaccia is a calzone.
I think that bread might have been a calzone.
I think it was just a calzone bread.
Now, I didn't look at that bread recipe and think. Well, actually, no, I did think like that's just like a sandwich in one loaf. It's
a sandwich, but like so it's.
So it's like a sandwich flavored
deconstructed bread. Wait. Is a sandwich a deconstructed focaccia?
I don't think. Okay,
is a calzone a
Isn't focaccia just it's bread dough and you poke holes in it and you put oil and herbs on it?
Wait, but you can also put like I don't know what like traditional focaccia. I think that's like traditional focaccia. But if you go to like walk around in Italy and you walk past like the like quick service little food places, they'll have like pizza, which is like dough, sauce, cheese, toppings, whatever, and then they have focaccia, which skips the sauce and then just has all of the things that would be the toppings on the pizza mixed into the dough already.
Okay, so I've never been to Italy, so that's that's your prerogative.
Yeah. So true. Okay.
Okay, so
See,
is a hot dog a sandwich?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. So we have to, the thing is, for the sake of the people, we have to come to an agreement.
Must we? Okay.
We have, because otherwise we haven't
solved the secret.
settled this debate.
No.
We have to bring an end so that people finally can put this behind them.
Yeah,
and recognize
we never have to talk about it ever again.
We never have to address it ever again. And I think that I've overthought it, and I think that a hot dog is a sandwich. I think that's the conclusion that I'm reaching. And I think honestly, it might be because of your Subway interjection. I think that Subway is like the most powerful argument for a hot dog being sandwich. You don't have to cut that sub bun all the way in half.
You don't
have to. And you can only put lettuce in your Subway sandwich, and I guess it's still a sandwich.
And I think my argument for your one topping thing is grilled cheese is typically just bread and cheese, but that's very
true.
much a sandwich.
This is true.
So unfortunately, lettuce in a bun is a sandwich. I hate to break it to everyone, but that is a sandwich.
And there was last time I had some sort of gripe with the fact that it is one object that you're putting between the bread.
Yeah, it's not like slices.
You know? It's not slices. It's
it's one log.
And how much of a sandwich can that be? Because if you're at Subway and you're getting boom, boom, boom roast beef or boom, boom, boom lettuce, at least it's like
pieces.
Sliced lettuce. It's pieces of lettuce. Mm-hmm. It's sliced roast beef. But this is just one log of meat.
It's one. Yeah, it's one.
Placed.
Hot dogs are really funny.
They're really goofy. They
it's
like
really
funny.
It's really funny. We just like made a log of meat and said, "This is food."
I was gonna say it barely qualifies as food. It's like, what? It's just one log. What could this possibly be? But a sausage though feels like food. Why?
It does.
Why does that feel like food?
Maybe because sausages have been around for longer, I think.
Yes, maybe.
And hot dogs, I just associate with goofy barbecues.
They're the product of 20th century capitalism.
Yeah.
In America.
And that's just the big joke.
And that's the big joke.
And it's hot dogs.
And it's hot dogs. But a sausage, like, back in the day, well, still today and sometimes, but like it was like you had the process of like putting the ground meat back into the casings of the like intestine.
And
Sorry to all the vegetarians.
Oh yeah, and you're adding like spices, like you're curating the flavor of this. A hot dog, I feel like generally is you're just grinding a bunch of stuff together.
Yes, and just like smashing it into
paste.
A mold. Into a smooth paste. Yeah. There's very little artistry to it.
Yes.
That like
I
a
think
traditional.
More, yes.
Like
the artistry.
The artistry. There's something lost in that.
Mm-hmm.
And when all you have to do is boil it and then put it between a pre-sliced hot dog bun.
That's like
it's barely a sandwich.
It's the abstract expressionism.
It's the yes.
It's the abex of sandwiches.
It's the abex of sandwiches. I think you're right. But it is technically, I must cede this point, a sandwich.
It's still art. Even if everyone hates it, it's still art.
It's still art. Fuck. That's crazy. And the thing is, we hadn't settled this debate before. We didn't know.
No.
We didn't know the answer because we hadn't had the debate. We hadn't fully fleshed out. We said save it for the pod.
Yeah, we said
we said save it for the pod.
Yes, we did.
We never actually came to the conclusion, but I think the answer is that yes, hot dog is sandwich.
Yeah. Wow. That was so fast.
Was it really?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't checked.
Let me check. That was 30 minutes.
We're at 30 minutes.
I don't think that was that fast.
I mean,
that was
yeah,
a pretty
I
good
guess.
Debate.
Yeah, that was a good debate.
Because guess what? Shake. Yes.
Shaking hands.
Thank you. Yes. We're shaking hands. It was a democratic, peaceful debate.
We're just like Plato.
We're just like friends. Plato. And all of them. I used to always think how bored you have to be to just like make up scenarios. But it's kind of fun. Right? It's really pretty fun. I get it now. Because of the breadth of human experience, right? There's so many scenarios to consider. There's so many.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of really fun, because then you think that you know that a hot dog cannot possibly be a sandwich, and then someone brings up Subway, and you're like, well, suddenly... Wait a minute, maybe it's a sandwich.
Wait a minute, you might be onto something. Can I say, I don't like the ship of Theseus. You know this. I don't like the ship of Theseus thing, because it's, like, so obvious.
You solved it.
I literally solved it. It's in high school. Like, it's so easy. Like... It's the same ship, idiot. It's the same ship, stupid.
It's the same ship. Okay, but I have to play, once again, for the sake of this being a debate, I have to play the devil's advocate here. Devil's advocate. I have to. So bring forth your point. And first also outline, maybe, in case for those who don't know, the idea of the ship of Theseus.
Yeah, so the ship of Theseus is like, you have a ship, right? And you... over time, take bits and pieces of it one by one and replace them with new pieces. And eventually, if all the pieces have been replaced, is it still the same ship? And the answer is, yeah, duh.
Yes, of course.
The answer is yes, of course.
Is it to do with the speed?
No.
Like, okay, so if I, in one day, completely dismantled and completely rebuilt Theseus' ship, you still think it's the same ship?
I still think it's the same ship.
Okay.
It still has the ship's soul in it.
So again, it's a mindset thing.
It might be a mindset thing. Okay, here's my subway. Here's my subway.
Okay.
You look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's the only NFL team that's in my head because that's where I live. You look at them, and the players rotate out all the time. That's still the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, dude, that's a fantastic point.
That's my subway.
Oh shit! But
that's what made me solve it.
So you're saying, fuck. Okay, yes. So you're saying that the soul of the Jacksonville Jaguars is the idea of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
And the soul of the ship of Theseus is the idea that it is Theseus's ship.
I think if you took all those old pieces that were part of the ship of Theseus, I think if you made a whole new ship of all those pieces, I don't think that's the ship of Theseus.
I was gonna say I don't think that's it. Okay, I also, because these are the discarded pieces. This no longer bears the soul of the ship of Theseus.
No, you're just making a new ship out of old parts.
That's just yes. Oh fuck. Yeah, you solved that actually. I can't even. Like, what am I supposed to do? You solved.
If you want to, if anyone wants to try, I'd love to hear your argument, because this is very fun to talk about to me.
Email us at jesterspot@gmail.com.
Email us at jesterspot@gmail.com.
I think you solved it. There's nothing I can't dismantle your. Fuck. What's the word?
Subway.
Your No, I can't dismantle your
argument.
Oh. No, allegorical. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh,
I can't even dismantle your allegorical ship of Theseus that you've created, that you've crafted, because I see no way. I see no path through.
I think they were just having a bad day when they came up with that one.
So okay, so then let's what do you think is the point in us not having solved this? Like, what is holding people back? What's holding people on the other side of this debate still, thinking that the ship of Theseus is not the ship of Theseus
That's what I've been wondering.
What's the point of this debate even? Like, what is the essence of something?
When you, I think that's what it is.
Or like ownership or something. Like, is it, I guess it's just like, what is the essence of a thing? What makes a thing?
At what point? I think itself. At what point does something, because like people who think that it would be a new ship, maybe there's like, is there a certain point at which it stops being Theseus and starts being something else?
So then maybe that's the point, is like identifying the point at which this ship is no longer Theseus's ship. And for us, that's a non-issue, because it is always Theseus's ship, because it has the soul of Theseus's ship no matter what. Mm-hmm. As long as it is, the intention behind it is that it is Theseus's ship. So and I think that the other question of what is the point at which, like, is it at the 50%, like the 51% new ship, like that's, you can't really solve that.
No, I don't think so.
That's because the you can try with numbers, but I think numbers is not going to solve it.
No, that's semantics. Yeah, I don't think that's...
No, that's semantics, yeah.
I don't think that's anything. And you called it, I've always called it the ship of Theseus, but I never, like, it never clicked in my head that it's Theseus's ship.
Yeah.
And so if Theseus were to give up partway through and, like, just give his ship to somebody else, I still think that's still his ship. You know what I mean?
That's still Theseus.
Like, it was like, if it was put in a museum, it was like, it was originally made for this guy. It was originally made for Theseus, and then it was transferred over. I think it's still the same ship, though. Even if he replaced it all and gave it to someone else.
Okay, actually, I have a point that's going to strengthen your argument even more.
Okay. And
I think that everyone who is on the other side of this debate will firmly be standing on our side.
We'll hold our hands.
We'll hold our hands. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. So in Western archaeology, we have, you know this, like, we have the idea of, like, preservation of the original thing, like, so highly prioritized. Like, the idea that, like, a Da Vinci needs to look exactly as it did in the Renaissance in order for its preservation to hold value, right? In Eastern archaeology, totally different mindset. Like, completely opposite. It, like, in Japan, they're, like, temples, right? If you go up to them and you're like, oh, this is a beautiful temple, where's the original temple? They will point to the temple and say, this is it. This is our temple. And it's...
Just wants to hang.
And it's not... Just wants to hang. It's not that... Like, so in Japan, in order to preserve the essence and, like, the respect and the value of their architecture, they will completely disassemble and rebuild a structure and with new materials, completely new materials, in order to make it look like pristine and new and like it is always being taken care of. So their idea of what the thing is held in the essence of the thing, in the idea of the thing, rather than in the thing itself, in the actual wood itself. Yeah. Because inevitably, those structures are going to decompose from time. Yeah. But if your idea of the thing is in its essence, in its soul, then that thing can never decay. It can decay. It can decay with the people losing their appreciation for it and whatever. But, like,
sure, yeah.
This ship of Theseus,
it's still the same temple.
It's still the same temple.
That's very good.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, get with it.
Get with it. Get with it.
It's the same temple.
It's the same temple.
It's the same ship.
That's okay. Interesting. So what if? No, I think I was gonna say, what if? Okay, you have the temple. Let's forget this mindset exists. You have this temple, this old one, and then they rebuilt it, a different one in a different location. That's a different temple entirely. Even if even if the intention is like, this is the same one, or like this is for the same purpose, I think it's still a different temple.
I think so too. And maybe it's something to do with a building like that being like a permanent structure, because like a ship, you can take it from port to port, and there's like, it doesn't really matter where it's constructed or where it rests, as long as because it's a ship, it's built to be movable. But a temple, yes, there's something about the like location of it that some of its essence is removed in removing it from its original location.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. So solved. That one's solved.
So that one's solved. Next one.
That one's easy. Check.
That one's easy.
That one's easy. Do we want to even address is water wet?
I would love to address is water wet because I think we were on opposite sides of this.
I think we were also on opposite sides of this.
I might be convinced. I'm not 100% in my argument. I'm just gonna say this straight up, but I have a pretty good one.
Okay, I believe you, and I also am not 100% convinced on my side of the argument because this question confuses me entirely. Okay.
You think water is not wet.
I think water is not wet.
I think water is wet.
You think water is wet.
And I think the consensus, I think we're still up in the air about this one.
Yes.
In society.
But for the sake of the people.
For the sake of the people. We'll at least try.
We have to try.
We have to try.
We have to try. So that peace may reign once again. Okay, so water couldn't possibly be wet because water is the thing that makes other things wet.
Okay. So water is the acting force.
Yes.
It's not. But also, it cannot be wet itself. Okay.
But that sentence that I just said, you could also replace it with water is wet because it is the thing that makes other things wet.
That's true.
And it works both ways.
It does. So my thing is, if two water molecules are touching each other, aren't they making each other wet?
But also you could say that same exact sentence with they're not making each other wet.
I don't think so.
Because they are each of those individual water molecules is wet. Wait. Okay, so we solved it. It's wet.
No. What? Oh.
Wait. Because okay, now that you've broken it down to the molecular level, I see the truth. Finally. You trapped me twice in one episode. You got me.
Okay, you need to win one because I feel bad. You need to win one. You need to win.
Because, okay, this individual water molecule and this one, they're not making each other wet because they're already wet.
Yes. The argument, as far as I know, is water touches things that makes other things wet. When water touches something and it's able to, like, actually be, because like there's certain chemical reactions where you can like I've been watching a lot of science YouTube shorts lately, but I don't remember what it is, but there's certain like powders where you can put them in water and you can come out and your hand is still dry.
Oh.
So that's an interesting thing. What about that?
Okay.
Because those are not wet. Like you have this hydrophobic powder.
Yes.
And you can sprinkle it on top of some water, dip your finger in, comes out, your finger is still dry.
How interesting. Okay. So then, but then water's still wet because it's water's still wet. Because you're putting your finger in there and the thing, there's a barrier created between, because guess what? That powder, well, no, I guess the powder isn't getting wet because it's hydrophobic, but like, if the powder were not hydrophobic, then the powder would still be getting wet, you know?
Yeah.
Like whatever is touching the water. Okay, so the question is water inherently wet, or is it that water causes things to become wet?
I think a single water molecule maybe isn't wet, which might dismantle my whole thing. But so
we're going to end up on opposite sides.
I think so. But once we get another water molecule in the fray, I think then it becomes wet.
Interesting. Expand upon that. Why is one individual water molecule not wet?
Because if you're convincing me. What is wet? So wet is when water touches something. Or wait,
wet
is
a
wet
state of... Well, wet is like a tactile experience, right?
Yes, it
no,
is.
because it's not. No, it's not.
Okay, it's not?
Because a towel, you can dip a towel in water, and that towel is not experiencing any tactile sensations, as far as we know, because it's not.
That's true. It's
capable.
not sentient.
It's not sentient, and you don't have to. No one has to touch or experience that towel to see that it is wet. To know that it is wet.
I think wet is containing a liquid.
Okay. So it has to have some absorption.
Yeah, I think so.
But when I put my finger in water and bring it out, it's wet, but it's not absorbing it.
I mean, your skin does absorb
It's on the
stuff.
surface.
It's on the surface.
Yes, but like...
But it contains water.
It contains water, okay.
Maybe
yes,
contains
okay,
isn't the right word. Or maybe it is.
But it
has water.
It has water.
It has liquid.
It has liquid. So, because, like, okay, is any... But then it's like... I've thought about this, too. Like, the state of the matter. Is any liquid wet?
I think so.
Okay. But one individual molecule of water is not wet.
Well, now I don't know, because I was thinking...
Sorry, this is serious. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I don't know why you're laughing. This is extremely serious. Okay. I derailed myself on accident.
Okay.
By asking what is wet.
But what is wet?
Why? Okay. I asked what is wet because when you touch something with water, that makes that thing wet.
Yes.
And then I was like, what is wet then? Because if you touch two water molecules together, if they're touching each other...
Yeah.
Then they become wet, but
why?
There's something I'm missing.
Yes, and here it is. Because you're saying that those individual water molecules, when those two touch, they are making each other wet. Mm-hmm. So that means that when you pull them apart, they still have to be wet, because when they touch, they can't make each other wet.
But they're only
if they
two
weren't
water
already
molecules.
wet before.
Right? Okay, yeah, okay, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because,
okay,
like, if you have one, this one can't be not wet, because if it touches another one estranged water molecule, when they touch, they can't make each other wet if they were not wet.
If they were not wet before. Yes, because I was thinking, if you take, like, hydrogen and oxygen gas which is not wet, right? Gas isn't wet, right?
I don't think gas is wet.
No, I don't think gas is wet. You put those, you somehow combine them and to make a water molecule.
Wait. Water vapor is a gas, right?
Water vapor, I've been always confused about this. Like, logically, I know water vapor is a gas, but if I put my hand over steam, I think it's collecting the collection, and then the heat transfer makes it wet. I think it becomes wet when it loses that heat.
When it liquefies... Because it cools, and becomes liquid again. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the state of matter is important. And
absolutely.
Also because ice isn't wet until it starts heating up.
Yeah.
Under your touch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So water's wet then.
I think water's wet.
So water's wet. Dude, we're so good at this.
We're so good at this. Oh, man. What other stupid internet debates?
I
can only think of the dress, and that one has already been debunked.
What did you see?
I always saw the black and the blue. I never was able to see the gold and the white.
I was never able to see the black and the blue. Never. I don't know what happened.
I saw some, like, edited pictures of, like, what the gold and white looks like, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what you're seeing. But then they posted,
the internet tried to tell me that I was stupid because I saw the gold and the white. You're not
stupid. It was like, something to do with science or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
I remember, okay. I was like, somebody sent me, like, texted me a bunch of articles, and it was like, you're stupid for seeing.
They texted you articles? That's crazy. Yeah. They cared so much.
Like, they cared a lot. They really wanted to be smart.
They cared a lot about this dress.
Black and the gold. The black and the blue, whatever.
That's
so wild.
That's
But
wild.
what was the actual color of the
It
dress?
was black.
Did
It
they
was
ever...
black and blue.
It was
posted
black and blue.
a different picture of it without the weird lighting, and it was a black and blue
Weird.
dress.
It's just a black and blue dress.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. How strange.
How strange.
Truly,
How strange indeed.
truly strange. So we don't have to solve that one because
No, we don't
know
have to
the
solve
answer.
that one.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. That one, I feel like people were really up in arms about this stupid dress.
Oh yeah, dude. People still make jokes about it in
Yeah.
2024, and I think it's kind of really funny when they do.
It's kind of really funny. That and Laurel and Yanny, that's like the same thing too.
What's that?
It's like a sound clip, and depending on the way you listen to it, it either sounds like Laurel, like a guy saying Laurel, Laurel, or it sounds like someone saying Yanny, Yanny. And
What?
I was able to hear both because I think it has something to do with like, oh gosh, I don't remember the words, but it's some technical thing to do with sound. Like
Okay.
there's like 2 layers of sound, and so one of them is saying Laurel and the other is saying Yanny. So like depending on what you're focusing on,
Okay.
it
Yeah.
sounded like. So that's not really a debate either because it's both.
Solved. We solved.
Solved.
Great. It's both.
I'll
Okay.
send you that clip. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, please.
I'll send you
I'll
that
get
Laurel
learned.
Yanny clip in 2024.
It's what needs to be done. It's so I need to know.
Yeah,
Need
you
to
gotta
be
know.
knowledgeable, educated on the matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we have any other debates to I feel we did it.
I don't have any. If I think of more, I'll write them down because this is very fun.
because we can have a part 2, no problem.
Yeah, easy.
Okay, so after our
if you have any,
email us at gesturespod@gmail.com.
email us at gesturespod@gmail.com.
So after 18 years of hiking out of the underworld, fighting our way out,
Yeah.
because we lost our way because of our great power to recording a fountain pen episode in person. It's because we were in person at the same table.
I miss you,
The
by the way.
gods.
I
miss you
can't look
also.
into your beautiful eyes.
I know, it's tragic. It's
It's really sad. I miss
who me?
you. Oh my God, I miss you.
Oh my god, I miss you too, dude.
I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week for Will Wood.
I'll see you next week for Will Wood. I'm so pumped.
Me too. I'm so pumped.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Thrilled even.
So thrilled.
Okay, well then, I guess
Wow.
our journey was a success, and we had 18 years also to think about these debates on our way out. So like,
did.
it's no wonder that we solved it in under an hour. Like,
Yeah.
no problem.
No problem. Easy. Like, duh. That's all we've thought about.
That's all we thought about for
over
years
these
and years and years.
27,000 years.
Well, do you have any songs from our underworld ventures that you want to bring to the table?
Boy, do I. Okay, I'm going to talk about something really quick, and I could probably talk about it forever, but I'm not going to. But okay, I was listening to classical music, and it was like a random Spotify playlist, and then I heard one song, and I was like, what is this? And it was beautiful.
Yes.
It was this guy Vikingur Olafsson, and he's a pianist, and he does these home sessions that he posts on Spotify, and you can hear like the tapping of the hammer on the strings, and like him breathing, and like the creak of his chair whenever he shifts, and like the rustling of the clothing, and I'm like, I lost my mind. I like zoned, like, it was kind of like, if anyone was watching me, it was kind of really scary because I just like sat there for the full like 5 minutes and just like stared and listened to it, like eyes wide. It was crazy. So I've collected all of this guy's home session recordings because they're so good.
Well, please
so the
send
first
that
one
to
I
me.
listened
love
to,
that.
I will. The first one he did a Preludes book 2. I don't even know how to say these things. It's by Debussy.
Names.
Yeah, I don't know how to say this. Yeah. It's the Preludes one by Vikingur Olafsson. So that's gonna be my song because it's incredible.
Hell yeah!
There's one so good.
There was I found somebody doing a Moonlight Sonata on an old out of tune piano, just recorded like on a phone, so you could hear all of the hammers. Perfect. And I was like, oh god, it's so beautiful. My song is gonna be, actually I don't know the artist. It's Gang of Youths. It's the song Achilles Come Down. Very extremely good song.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. That felt so quick.
That really did feel quick.
I felt like we talked for 20 minutes.
That was extremely quick. It did
really
feel extremely
goofy.
quick.
Anyway.
That was goofy. Anyways, thanks. Oh god, I haven't done the outro in a while. Thanks everybody for listening to Justice of the Roundtable. We hope you've enjoyed this. Our final concrete answers to these ancient questions
of the universe that we've been asking.
Of the universe
for centuries.
That we've been asking.
If you want to follow us on Instagram, I haven't posted anything in 2 billion years because we were stuck. We were stuck in the trenches.
We were stuck.
But if you want to follow us, that's at Gestures Roundtable. And if you want to email us, if you didn't catch it before, that's at gesturespod@gmail.com.
Email us, guys.
Email
okay,
us.
Bye.
No one's emailed us. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
He just jumped on me. Hey. Didn't get a good enough grip. He fell down. Anyway.
He fell.